ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸೋದರ ಸೋದರಿಯರೇ, ಪೂಜ್ಯರೇ, ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಬಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ರಂಗಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಬಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಥವಾ ಸುಮಾರು 18 ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಅನೇಕ ಯೋಗಪಟುಗಳು, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಗುರುಗಳು, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯೋಗದ ಭಿನ್ನ ಭಿನ್ನ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ. On this very auspicious occasion, I bring greetings to all our friends who have come from 18 countries who have gathered here on this very beautiful program organized by Rotary Club on G20 Yoga Summit. As rightly pointed out, what is the objective of G20? Our Honorable Prime Minister brought it in a very nice way. As has been mentioned already by our Rangashri Krishnaji, that it is to have one world, one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's our goal. Our Honorable Prime Minister said, how can this be possible? By yoga. Normally, yoga, as rightly pointed out our Puja Swamiji, yoga ha chitta vritti nirodha, gaining control over the mastery over the mind, has been normally understood. But taking the very root of the word yoga, yujyate anena iti yogaha, which normally is meant to raise an individual, to raise himself to great human being, superhuman being, divine human being, and reach ultimate reality itself. But our Honorable Prime Minister gave a new definition, is to bring all countries together. Yujyate anena. It's a process of unification, a process of unite. And objective of G20 is to unite, to have one single family. And that is the new dimension that he brought out. How is it possible in this world where there is so much of selfishness, aggrandization, ego, and wars after wars? How is this ever possible? He rightly pointed out only through yoga. Yoga is a science of holistic living. We have to raise ourselves from our normal level to become great human beings. We all have Asuri Sampat and Daivi Sampat. Our management system offers the SWOT analysis, strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. But the world over, Asuri Sampat has started growing. It has to be reduced. Daivi Sampat has to be developed. How is it possible? Everybody knows what is good, what is ethics, what is morality. But why we don't do that? Why our greed has started increasing with such scams, increasing tremendously? And why wars, hatred, jealousy, and war? Because we don't have control over the mind. We know what is right, but we don't do right things. This is the Duryodhana character within us. What is Duryodhana? Not just a Mahabharata character. It's a personality trait within us. Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi. Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. That is Duryodhana character. We know what is right. We don't do right things. We know what is wrong. We get enslaved by wrong things. How is to be related? So our ancient masters, yoga masters, went into the depth of understanding why this is happening. Because the mind, the chitta vrittis have gone uncontrolled. We say in the Manomaya Kosha, the mind is having two dimensions. One is a faster mind, quicker mind, brilliant mind, intelligent mind, faster mind. And the other one is to calm down the mind, silence the mind, tranquil the mind, go deeper and deeper into silence. These are the two wings on which yoga has to grow. But the second dimension has been grossly neglected in our entire education system, in our entire upbringing. As a result, we have all become very brilliant, sharp, intelligent, innovative, faster mind, quicker mind, faster. And in the TV shows you see that people cannot stay in one single channel. They have to switch channels. Our attention span has reduced. As a result, we have grown gigantic on front, pygmies on the other. This has created a big imbalance. And big imbalance in the mind is called Adi. That's the root cause for all these modern challenges. Stress. The root cause is that big imbalance in the mind. And stress-related ailments all have started shattering us. Asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, AIDS, everything. Non-communicable diseases, they are called today, have no solutions. No doubt, modern medical system, allopathy had done great contribution. In the last century, it was such a great contribution that our infectious and contagious diseases were handled very effectively. We were able to almost eradicate cholera, plague, malaria, influenza, typhoid, all these dimensions. Therefore, the WHO was so enthused. World Health Organization, we are going to bring health for all. By 2000, we announced. But what happened? At the end of the last century, we are facing a bigger challenge of NCDs. Naturally, the researchers started looking for such antibiotics, vaccines, and other things as a solution. But that is okay for external, infectious, contagious virus diseases. Not for those diseases which are born inside. All these modern NCDs are born inside at the mind level. Therefore, we have no solution. One side, we have brought such powerful pharmacological interventions. Surgeries after surgeries, 5,000 types of surgery. We are able to replace every part of the body. Even we are able to change our entire personality by the gene therapy. All that we have done, but no solution. Why? Because it's all at the physical level. This is what we know today in the modern medical or allopathic system, and everything we look at man only at the physical level. Modern science has unraveled the mysteries of this physical world for 400 years. Newton and Descartes, who started the ball rolling 400 years back, we have been able to grow to understand everything about the physical world. We know that every object is all made out of molecules made of atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, fundamental particles. What are they made of? Packets of energy called quarks. So everything in the physical world is nothing but energy. You can calculate precisely how much of energy is in given matter. E equals mc square. If you convert this small piece of pen into energy, probably it can burn up the whole of Mysore city itself. Such is the tremendous amount of energy packed into so-called inert matter. We also understood the laws that govern them. Newton's laws of motion, which we all have studied in high school days, called classical mechanics. But when you go to extremely high speeds, like an electron swirling around the nucleus, then Newtonian mechanics will not hold. You have to go to higher laws, quantum mechanics, theory of relativity. What's the difference? If I leave an electron down, it can come down, it can go up, it can go to the front, to the back, to the right or left. In fact, an electron actually, it will develop like a globe. Therefore, determinacy collapses. We enter into probabilistic mechanics. We can only say when the electron is left here, the probability of finding electron is 1%. Probability of finding the electron there is 0.1%. But probability can be calculated using Schrodinger equations. All that we have understood. Therefore, in the physical world, we know what this entire universe is made and what are the laws that govern them. Therefore, anything physical, we have been a big success. Putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, and powerful pharmacological intervention, and surgical interventions. Everything we have been a success. But what is happening to science? Science is moving beyond the physical. As Fritz of Capra wrote, many of you as elders would have read that book, Turning Point. If you have not read, I think everybody should read that beautiful book, 250 pages. I remember it was the bestseller everywhere in 1984, 85. Fritz of Capra, turning point for the book. What did he write in that book? He traced the entire history from the time of Newton until now. How we have unraveled the mysteries of this physical world and how we are going beyond the physical. What is beyond physical? Is there something like prana? What is it that we call as mind? What is the difference between mind, intellect, emotion, consciousness? Do gods and goddesses exist? What is it that we call devils and pishachis? Into this region of subtlety and causality, science is moving, he said. If it took 400 years for us to understand the physical world, how long it will take to understand the whole of this creation? Therefore, anything related to the subtle and causal dimension of this universe, we have no solution. Stress is one such. NCDs belong to this category. These are the big challenges of diabetes, hypertension, and other that we are facing. So all the medical world, allopathic king have thought once a diabetic, ever a diabetic. Once you get hypertension, you have to take on medicine for your life. Once you have cancer, your days have been numbered, have come to pass. Why? All these are multi-dimensional challenges, not merely physical. Mental restlessness, emotional upsurges, deep-rooted psychological conflicts, all are at the base of this NCD. They all start in the Manomaya Kosha, as I mentioned. Therefore, unless you have total solution, you have no solution. It's here that India comes into picture. Yoga comes into action. Because in our country, we understood everything about the whole creation thousands of years back. We understood that this entire creation, each one of us, are not just physical. We don't have just a physical body. We have got 4 more bodies, subtle and causal. Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. Similarly, this entire world is not merely physical. The physical world is made of electromagnetic field. But then more pervasive than that is the biocosmic field or the pranic field. Then we have the astral field or the mind field. Much pervasive is the information or intellectual field. And the biggest of all, the all pervasive, is the bliss field. All these fields are in continual interaction. And this everything changes. A change in one brings changes in the other. Look at the body. In a day, a billion cells get created. A billion cells get destroyed. Since we all came to this hall, all our bodies have changed. What to talk about mind, emotions, intellect, everything changing. That's why it's called Jagat. Jagatyan Jagat. That which goes on changing is Jagat. So we understood the structure of this entire Jagat. It is all made out of mind, Chitta. And what are the laws that govern them? Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Everything is born, stay for a while, and is going to die. Trifold law of the whole creation. Is it the end? There is something beyond this change. That it does not change. That's our original state. Pure consciousness. Our Paramatma Sthiti. Self of all of us. Jivatma should go to that Paramatma Sthiti. That is our pure consciousness, beyond space, time, causation. It is beyond Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. And that is our original state. What is that? Infinite space, infinite energy, infinite bliss, knowledge, power and freedom. That's our original state. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity, said Swami Vivekananda. Yoga is therefore to raise ourselves to manifest that divinity, the bliss, power, freedom and others. How to do that? Patanjali gave the solution. Gain mastery over the mind. But that is the conventional yoga. But Swami Vivekananda expanded the vision of yoga to not only Patanjali yoga which based on the willpower, Jnana yoga, the path of intellect, How to use the intellect to go to the highest level, beyond the intellect, go to the ultimate reality. All the prasthana, traya, Shruti prasthana, Nyaya prasthana, Shruti prasthana, everything gives us the whole knowledge base of jnana. But Narada gave the Narada Bhakti Sutra. Bhakti, 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 devotion. Gaining mastery over the emotions is the key essence of the Bhakti Yoga. How to rise from our Asuri Sampat to Daivi Sampat and go beyond, have the Saguna Sakshatkara and beyond, Nirvana Sakshatkara and reach the highest. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is an embodiment of that Bhakti who professed. Then everything gets to be brought into our action. To convert every action into a yoga, that's the Karma Yoga. Is it ever possible? Sitting, standing, eating, drinking, urinating, excreting, everything can be yoga? What are you talking? You think yoga means samasana, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, okay. Krishna says no. Everything can be converted into yoga. Look at the shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Pashyan, shunvan, srushan, digran, ashnan, gachan, swapam, shwasan, pralapan, visrujan, grunhan, ulmishan, nimishan, lapi, indriyan, indriyartheshu, vartanta iti dharayan. Seeing, hearing, talking, walking, eating, urinating, excreting, everything can be yoga. That's the secret of Karma Yoga. How to convert every action into a yoga. That's the Karma Yoga. How to do that? Yoga sthakuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate, he said. This is what our Honorable Prime Minister is spreading everywhere. Bring that yoga into life. Yoga is the science of holistic living. All of you are the great Mysore Kannada experts, and you know the great work of Mankutimana Kagga by DVG. Look at the shloka, essence of all Upanishads, essence of Karma Yoga. Yaradu konegalani madu manadalayade virami sobbane moonadol ಒಳಮನೆಯ ಶಾಂತಿಯಲಿ ಹೊರಕೋಣೆಯಲಿ ಭೋಗರಾಟಗಳ ನೀನಾಡು ವರಯೋಗ ಸೂತ್ರವಿದು ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮೋ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮೋ. Inner layer of the mind, always in blissful awareness. Outside you can do any activity. That is the yoga that we have to. This is the science of holistic living that we have to bring. If you bring this lifestyle change, then we can eradicate the NCD. Keeping this in mind, our Honorable Minister said we should have more and more people practice the common yoga protocol in International Day of Yoga. He told Ministry of Ayush that thousands and lakhs of people should do. Last year our target was 20 crores of people, and we achieved almost 18 to 19 crores. And 25 crores, we are still calculating how much we have been able to reach. This year, not only one day, 100 days before we should start and continue, we should have 30 crores of people to practice in India. To MEA, he said that every country should do that. Not only the G20, but everything should happen. All those 5 or 10 countries who did not practice IDY protocol last year, this year it should be done. He has given the mandate. Why? It's only through yoga we can achieve the goal of G20, to bring harmony, love, bliss in the country. And therefore, to deal with our diabetes or hypertension, we have to have this holistic vision of yoga. We have developed the international integrated approach yoga therapy. And we operated that 8 years back, and we tracked the entire country to see how much of diabetes is increasing. As I mentioned, it has doubled from 4% to 9%, from 9% to 18% in the rural and urban areas. We can reduce that. So we want more and more people to practice yoga, and the whole country should be wonderfully going through this way of life, and then the hypertension also comes down. Therefore, I was requesting our chairman of not only here, but other places also, Delhi, Lucknow and other places, that all the Rotary members should come forward to take up a nationally important goal. Otherwise, look at the financial burden. If diabetes increases twice in the rural areas, almost 80% of our rural area, look at the financial burden. Rotary is being one of the greatest and the biggest of the international organizations should come forward, spend all their resources to see that we hamper. Therefore, rightly our Krishnaji came forward. Yes, we will do that. I was requesting Jesus Swamiji also that please join hands. And recently, last month we had a nice program in Mythic Society where Swami Nirmalananji was with us, where we opened up a book. Then I requested that he also should join hands. He also said yes, we will also join hands. And with this powerful organization in Mysore and the whole of Karnataka, we should see that at least in Karnataka, we should see that completely eradicate or bring down the diabetes incidence from 4% earlier, bring it down further, not 8% increase. Similarly, hypertension, which is increasing, 20-25%, can we reduce it fast? Extensive research. Research is necessary to achieve this. Our SVYASA has been pioneering in this research, and we do the best of the research, publish papers in the best journals. So already we have passed our ethics committee and the CTRI, and we have formed the international and national research advisory board of the topmost experts in the country. Director of AIMS has been the main person for Indian national thing, and Dr. Venkatram from Dallas, a top expert in the hypertension, has been put forth. And all those experts who are there can join hands and see that we mitigate this thing. We are soon going to start this project, and we will work out the details as to how we go about the entire protocol, entire methodology has been worked out as to how we do that. And I'm sure with the powerful organization like Rotary Club, I'm also bringing Lions Club and also to see that we all work together synergetically to see that we mitigate this and show to the world that yes, through yoga, through the holistic vision, which our Honorable Prime Minister has, we'll be able to bring down the diabetes in Karnataka, in the whole country, and other countries should also follow suit to see that they also start reducing. I've been talking to people in different parts of the world, in Texas and in other places, Los Angeles and California, that they also should take up this project. In Singapore, we are talking in Japan, they have already accepted to work on these things, and we have been working in all these countries for many years now, 30 years, and spreading the message of yoga, the holistic vision. And with this holistic vision adopted to deal with these major challenges, to meet the objective of G20. And I'm really very happy that Ayush Commission also has come forward here. We're also joining hands and see that we will grow in this encounter. And therefore, for this wonderful program organized by the Rotary G20 Yoga Summit, I congratulate all the members of the Rotary Club, particularly headed by Krishnaji, and with the blessing of Puja Swamiji who came here, and Ayush Commission in Oslo. I really very happy that this summit is going to march ahead to see that we deal with major challenges that we are facing in the country to bring health, harmony, peace and love in the country. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Padma Shri Dr. H.R. Nagendra ji. Your words of wisdom and promise